Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and today we've got a little bit of a make which I enjoy doing and hopefully you'll enjoy with me. Now, you're going to need a bit of coffee dye paper. This is an A5. I usually do this in A4, but I thought because you're going to be watching it's going to take a little bit longer with an A4, let's stick with an A5. You'll see as we go along what we're going to do. So basically I've already torn three sides. I'm going to get my tear ruler and I'm just going to come along and take off this extra edge here. The reason I'm taking the edge of the page off is it's easier to do it now than it is to do at the end. So there you go. Right, we've got that bit done. You will need a tear ruler later. However, you can use just a regular ruler if you need, or you can even cut these later on. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a script stamp. This is just part of a Tim Holtz script collection. I think there's two of these in the thing, and I've just cut it in half obviously because I wanted the space. And I'm just going to put some random text on here. I'm going to use archival and I'm going to use grey. I'm going to do some bits with script, some bits without script, so we can actually see which we like. So I'm just going to come in here and pop that down there. I think this is probably going to fall under the category of mass makes. That didn't look like the right colour, did it? I think I've swapped the lids up. Let's do this colour next. No, that is the right one. Oh, funny, grey looks like sepia when I do it on there. So I've done grey and I'm doing a bit of sepia just across there. Oops, and off it comes. So we've got two different sorts on there. Just going to put this back in its packaging just so it's out of harm's way and I don't get it messy. Right, so there you go. So as you can see now, you could use any script stamp for this. You could actually even just use a bit of coffee dyed script paper, to be honest with you. This is just regular weight. I'd say this might even be out of an old book and I've just coffee dyed it up. So I've got that far. Now, next thing you're going to need is some number stamps. Now, it can be clear number stamps like these. The ones I'm using and like to use are these. You can get these blocks of stamps quite regularly around. I mean, I've seen them for sale all over the place, so I tend to like these because they're just a bigger, chunkier number, and I like the style of them. So let's just put those to one side. And we're using black archival. Now, the other thing I recommend is using a ruler, whether it's a metal ruler or a plastic ruler, completely up to you. I like to use a metal ruler because what it does is it holds my paper down for me. So all I'm doing is I'm leaving an inch because I happen to know these numbers are about an inch, just under an inch, so that's fine. So I'm then going to take my numbers and I'm going to randomly get the blocks together and I'm going to tap them in and stamp them in here. Now, if I get a bad stamp, that's okay. If I get a good stamp, that's also okay. So I think I might add a different number to this one. And this is why I like these blocks, because I don't have to think too hard. I can just press them together and they're done. Let's just do a couple of single numbers as well. As you can see, I'm just working my way along. And I don't mind if I get bits. Once I've done one row, I'll come down by another inch, just approximately. You don't have to have this metal ruler to do this. You just need something to do it with. So, and if your numbers are not completely straight, that's, for me, it's a case of I'm looking through an iPad here. So I'm doing my best to get them the best I can, but they will always be just a bit skewy when I'm looking through an iPad because you can't see exactly what you're doing. And I find if you're completely above when you stamp, it's better. Again, bring it down by another inch. Let's see, grab this one and this one. So I'm not worried, as you can see, about the placement horizontally, like in line there. That doesn't bother me. I'm trying to get them crossways, however, because that helps me out in the long run. And let's take a number 2 and stick it on the end. There you go. Down by another inch. I was thinking I should speed this bit of the video up, but to be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to. I think we're all okay to have a little chat for a couple of seconds. Don't forget you can block more than one of these together. I mean, I like to do several at a time. Always a little trickier to hold 3, but if you're using stamps that are actually, I'm going to do 2 of those because I like that number together. If you're using a cling stamp, of course, you'll just be putting these onto a block. You won't actually be doing what I'm doing, which is holding them freehand. This is also an idea if you've got nice handwriting, you could just be writing your numbers here. Let's put that one. I'm just randomly picking up, guys. Nothing is planned. I'm just popping these off like this. Let's do another 4 there. Come down by another inch. And yes, my fingers will get messy, but it will eventually wash off. I know it will. It's archival, yes, but a good bit of soap water on my hands is not going to be a problem. You can do this on old book pages too, if you wish. I tend to not, unless it's, I've put some like gesso over the top or something just to mute it back a little bit. Let's do another one of those there. And let's pick up that number. Oh, the right way up would help. Don't forget to do a few singles along the way, because single numbers are quite useful as well. Have I got, right, let's just make up the last line and then I'll show you what we're going to do with these. Now you can do the same idea that we're going to do here, and you could do it with something like a flower stamp or something like that. So that's that bit done. Right, done with that. I'm just going to take a few seconds just to clean off my stamps by stamping onto a book over here, just so that I take care of my stamps a little better than I normally do. It also gives a chance for the archival to dry. So a set of these stamps is not going to cost you a lot of money. It depends where you buy them. As I said, I do know I've seen them around. So let's take this out of the way. Don't need that anymore. Now, of course, the style will change depending on the style of stamps. So you can see that I would use that. And also you can do them smaller. It's just something sequential. Now, I'm going to use my tear ruler for this. But as I said, it doesn't need to be a tear ruler. I could actually just use a regular ruler. So actually, just to prove the point, let's just get a regular ruler just to show you it is possible. Hold it down firmly and tear. You'll get a cleaner, sharper line with a regular ruler than you actually will using a tear ruler. It depends on what style you want. I like the raggedy edge, or I think some people call it a decker edge. Let's just pop these out. Now this is simply something you can do just to build up your stash of stuff. So I've done that. Now let's come in and tear them this way. Do I care whether it's a complete 90 degree? Not normally. I just tear the numbers as I see fit. And I think you've seen where I'm going with this. We're making labels for ephemera. Now if I've got a piece like this, I tend to tear down the edge of it, because I quite like that effect on it. Let's just pop that along there. We'll try and whip through this. I'm just interested for myself to see how long it takes to make a sheet of these, or an A5 sheet of these. I think that's okay. And you don't like, obviously you can just use in collage and paint over the top of, or stick something over the top of again. But it's just a quick way of doing things, guys. You know me, I'm always into a good mass make. I'm always into having a stash of ephemera ready to go, and this is potentially what that stash of ephemera needs to look like. Let's remember it's a single. Another one that's quite good to stamp numbers onto the back of, by the way, is an orienteering map. And I say that because they usually come in either a pale green or a cream colour. They don't have all of the different colours on them, and anything with a plain-ish background makes for a better version of these. Just tear down that one. So there you go. As you can see, I've just made an absolute shed load of number labels. So now if I want to use one of these, I come up, I just catch the edges, and that makes a nice piece of ephemera. So let's, actually I do need one, so let's just pull this in, do one more. I would do all of the edges before I put them into my storage box. So let's see if I can find a bit of ephemera that I want to stick this number onto. Okay, there's a tag that's in the process of being made. Okay, I've done nothing more. I'm just going to stick that down there. I'm going to get a bit of glue stick. Over here at my glue book, by the way. So just glue that in place. And bang, I've just put a number on using a bit of scrap paper and a little bit of time. And I've got something interesting on there. So it's just as simple as that, guys. I mean, I could go ahead then. Let's see if I've got a butterfly somewhere. Right, I've been fussy cutting some of Tracy Fox's butterflies here for a future project. There you go, that works perfectly. That's a nice colour combination. I do need to go in and just mute the edges where the core of the paper I printed on is white. Well, that's because the paper was white. It was matte photo paper. And come in, get a clean book page and put a nice bit of glue on the back of these. I mean, I could use art glitter glue. I tend to use glue stick because it's not a shiny background. Right, let's just pop you on there. Give it a little bit of a press down. Let's see. I've just got a fine marker here, and I'm just going to come in, and I tend to draw the antennae in afterwards when I do butterflies. I don't like to spend the time cutting the antennae out because I will never get them as thin as they need. So there you go. I'll just put the antennae back on there. Let's see. This looks like it needs a label or something. Actually, let's stay with the Tracy Fox theme. There you go. I've got labels in here. This is one of the digital kits, so a nice kit. It's a bit big. Don't like that colour. Actually, I'll stay with something brown, don't I? Actually, what's that one look like? That's quite cute. Let's pretend we like that one at the moment. I like that one even better. I always find when I'm looking through a tin of stuff, look at the bottom first, because usually they're the things you don't get to first of all. Actually, I quite like that. That's a bit bigger than I would normally use, but I quite like the amount of detail in that. Yes, these are a digital download on Love Junk Journals on Etsy by Tracy Fox. I believe it's called Field Notes, but Tracy has a whole load of absolutely lovely digitals anyway for labels, and there's lots and lots and lots of them. So just be aware that you're shopping for labels, go there, because once you've bought a digital, you've bought it for life and can print it as many times as you want. Right, let's take that off there. I know I'm covering up that rose, and some of you are going, oh, look, he's covered the rose. Well, you know what, it's not about the rose. So there you go. So there you go. I've just done a really quick tag. The point of it all was these numbers, as you can see. I've got a nice stash of them there. That took me, what, less than 15 minutes to do the whole video. Just imagine what you could do with spending a little more time than I've done. These just are elements, do you know what I mean? And if you don't like the way that happened, turn it over and stamp a word or something on the back. So hopefully you enjoyed that. It was just a really quick mass make from me, something I wanted to share with you. This is me. That's how you find me. Share me, like me, thumbs up, subscribe. Lovely to have you on the journey with me. Thank you very much, guys. And myself, I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's C-E-R-I the Crafter. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.